New life for Eastman Kodak, the iconic American company known for film and cameras and all those things that we don't use much anymore, has just secured a nearly $800 million loan from the government under the Defense Production Act. Kodak will start manufacturing ingredients for generic drugs. The loan would bring hundreds of jobs back to Kodak's home in Rochester, New York, and dozens to St. Paul, Minnesota. Here now, White House Trade Advisor Peter Navarro. Peter, good to see you this evening. You know, we all remember going to the drugstore, buying film, putting it in the camera, big yellow boxes, a whole wall of them behind the counter that is just not there anymore. And this is a very innovative idea from this company. Here's the CEO talking to Fox Business this morning. Watch this.
Do you go to the administration and say, look, we can do this, this, and this, give us some money?
No. I think it was kind of a mutual. When the pandemic hit, we looked, what can we do? We started making hand sanitizer, started making face shields, and then we started doing printed circuit boards for ventilators. And that kind of got us within the context of how can we help with this pandemic.
So tell me how this is going to work, Peter, and how quickly can we start to siphon some of that away from China and bring it here?
So here's the big picture, and this will be one of the greatest second acts in industrial history. We were up there yesterday with the Deputy Secretary of Defense Norquist, Adam Bowler, who's the CEO of the Defense Development Finance Corporation, which is the one who's actually doing the loan. And this footprint they have is amazing. It's 1,200 acres. They've got 88 reactors there to do this kind of thing. They've got a rail spur, a power plant, water treatment facility, and their stock, by the way, which was at $2 flatlining for months before this happened, reached $30 today. What Wall Street is seeing is what I'm telling you tonight is that this company, Kodak Pharmaceuticals, is going to be able to produce 25% of the entire active pharmaceutical ingredients we need for our generic drugs. And Martha, 90% of the medicines we now use are generics, and it gets better because there's 3 stages of production, right? There's the active pharmaceutical ingredients in the middle, but the key starting materials are the heavy chemicals that go into the API. Kodak's going to do that too. So the vision here, Martha, and this is President Trump's vision, is to take those 2 stages, and in a couple of weeks we're going to have an announcement, several probably, where we're going to merge that with the finished dosage form drugs, which are the tablets, capsules, and injectables that come to us as consumers. And this is a beautiful thing, and it's breathtaking, and it's also an incredibly creative use of the Defense Production Act. I mean, nobody's ever done it quite like this.
It is, and I think I've spent a lot of time in upstate New York, and a lot of those towns really were ravaged when so much production and manufacturing left this country and went to China. I think of Corning, you think of Kodak, you think of all of those towns that literally were devastated when all of that manufacturing left. And you talk about all the reasons that, you know, they've got the rail line, they've got the water, they've got all of that because they were such a huge manufacturing hub. So you say they're going to get up to 25, making up to 25%.
25%.
So when? By when? What's the time frame?
It's going to be a ramp up over 5 years, which for China is like 5 minutes. For us, it's an eternity. But they're already producing smaller quantities of these chemicals, and one of the other big deals we did, which is a beautiful thing, is a company called Flow in Virginia. They're already producing pharmaceuticals. So we're going to move in Trump time, which is to say as soon as possible. And it was a bittersweet visit there, Martha, because there was a lot of buildings that had already been torn down, a lot of land there, the weeds grow over. They had 66,000 people working there at the heyday. But boy, this is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to upstate New York. And by the way, we're working with Corning as well, because they do the pipettes that we're going to need as we ramp up all the testing. So everything we're doing, like Monday, I was with the president down at the Research Triangle Park on vaccine development. And the way we're approaching this, I think, is very different than any other president could do, because the president has business experience. In the old days, well, the way we did vaccine development was sequentially, where you find the vaccine that works, then you put it through 3 phases of trials for efficacy and safety, and only then do you manufacture. No, that's not what this president is doing. We're doing it simultaneous, where we got 5 companies in a horse race to race to the vaccine. As we're doing that, we're actually building up the manufacturing capacity in the supply chain, like Corning with the pipettes, so that by the end of the year, we might have Pfizer, Moderna, Novavax, one of those or all 3, Johnson & Johnson, and have 300 to 500 million doses of vaccines. So we're coming at this from every different angle. Tomorrow, there's going to be a great event scheduled for what this plasma that can be used. People who get sick, we can use their plasma to help people with antibodies.
That's
so
promising.
I couldn't be more happy about where we're going with this president.
Interesting stories. Peter, thank you very much for being here tonight.
It's a good story.
Peter Navarro from the White House.